just to talk about the after effects of the derby and the big question: has Eddie Howe's time at Newcastle United ran short, or do we think that he needs to be given more time? It was a blip, and we need to just focus on getting the result against Fulham tomorrow night in the Carabao Cup. As you can see, I've come on live tonight, so if you want to join me, it'd be great to have you. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, guys, to get instant access to any new videos, you're more than welcome. Just click on the subscribe button and you'll get instant access to any new videos. Also on this video tonight, if you want to leave a comment or get in touch, it'll be great to hear from you. Even if you just want to pop on and say hi, it'll be great to hear from you tonight. So, straight onto the agenda. So, a 1-0 defeat in the derby. And straight after the game, a lot of Newcastle fans, and I emphasise the word a lot, not all, but a lot of Newcastle fans were saying that it's time for Eddie Howe to move on. And it's time for the board to act, and it's time for change at Newcastle United. And a lot of names been dotted about: Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte. There was even Nuno was mentioned as well to me from West Ham as well. And there's a lot of names being dotted about, but those three in particular caught my eye. And I think to myself, well, why would you want to go and try and get those managers? And even it was mentioned as well, somebody mentioned we should go and get Diego Simeone from Atletico Madrid. And I think to myself, well, I don't think Diego Simeone is going to leave there to come to Newcastle, to be honest. But Eddie Howe is the manager at this moment in time. And I was quite vocal on Sunday night, about this. And a lot of people looked at this and thought, should Eddie Howe be out the door? And a lot of people were saying, yes, he should. It's time for change. But before that, we had the situation of 2 wins and a draw. You know, a fantastic win away at Everton, a win against Burnley, albeit it was a close game and we did let our guard down towards the end. And then, of course, a draw in Leverkusen, which a lot of people really thought we should have won. But, I mean, I was happy with the draw in Germany, to be honest. I think before the game, if anybody'd offered me a draw, I probably would have took it. But then the derby arrives, and yeah, Newcastle don't show up. It wasn't a vintage performance by United, and well done to Sunderland. They got the job done, but they didn't really have to start motoring, did they? Because we never got out of second gear all game. You know, tactically, Eddie Howe on the day got it wrong. Some of his substitutions were wrong. I would have preferred to have played Jacob Murphy from the start rather than putting Anthony Elanga in. I don't see the fascination with Anthony Elanga. I don't think he's a Newcastle United player, to be honest. He's just not our type of player. And of course, Nick Voltemada, it was harsh on him. You know, he's taken a lot of stick. If that had been at the other end, it would have been a fantastic goal. But, you know, he's just trying to get the ball away. It's flicked off his head and it's gone into the net. You know, shit happens. Get over it. But a lot of this griping about Eddie Howe, and what I would say to people is, you know, but somebody made a good point today, which I did see on social media. I mean, I've been ranting and raving the last couple of days that Eddie Howe has won us a trophy, our first domestic trophy in over 70 years. In fact, no, it was bang on 70 years when we won it. But first trophy in all competitions since 1969. And I was saying at the time, a lot of people have got short memories on this. A lot of people have really got short memories and think, but somebody made a point today and it did strike a chord with me. And I thought, you know, he's right in that respect. We haven't played well since the cup final. I don't know what it is. There's something not right. Whether it's been the uproar within the club, you know, people moving on and new people coming in and that sort of thing. I don't know. But what I do know is that things haven't been ticking over right. And again, It's happened again with the Champions League. We've got a hectic schedule in the Champions League. Not using that as an excuse, but there is a hectic schedule. So, you know, a couple of years ago, when we were in the Champions League, it was a problem. And our league form was struggling because we haven't got the right size squad. And that's, you know, that is an excuse. You know, we have not got the same size squad as Manchester City and Arsenal and Liverpool and Tottenham and Chelsea. And, you know, we're not going to have them sort of squads as long as this PSR bullshit is around. You know, we're never going to be able to have them sort of squads because the rules aren't going to let us. You know, these rules of PSR was brought in to stop the likes of Newcastle United and Aston Villa going out and spending massive amounts of money and turning their teams into winning forces because the big six wouldn't like that. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But getting back to Eddie Howe, what Eddie Howe has done with the budget that he's had over the years since coming to Newcastle, as I mentioned, PSR, and I think he's done a wonderful job. But the question is it time to maybe give Eddie, after he won the cup, give him another season? And I think that was what a lot of people were thinking. Now, do we get to the end of this season and look at maybe bringing somebody else in? I think if they were going to change the manager, they should wait till the end of the season and see how Eddie does until the end of the season. Because, you know, people bringing people in now, somebody in now, what's that going to do? It's like upsetting the jigsaw on the table. That's what I think anyway, guys. But get in touch. I see there's a few of you online at the moment watching. Get in touch, guys. What do you think? Let me know your views. That's why I've come on with this live video. Let me know what you think of the current situation at the moment. Should Eddie Howe be moved on? Should he be given time till the end of the season? Let me know, guys, in the comments. Get in touch. Be great to hear from you. I like Eddie Howe, and I really do think he's a great manager and a great coach. But maybe he's running out of ideas. Maybe he is taking the club as far as he can. But I think he should be given this season, you know, at least to sort it out. Because if we can turn this season round and maybe we can win another cup, it'll be fantastic. You know, we've got the quarterfinals against Fulham in the Carabao Cup tomorrow night. We win that, then we've got a real chance of going into another final. We get the semi-finals. We've got another chance of maybe another Wembley trip. So if we can get through and get another trophy in the cupboard, then who knows? Who knows what could happen? Me personally, I think, can we win it again this season? The League Cup? Yes, I believe we can. But I would like Eddie Howe to be the man to take us there, in my personal opinion, because, as I said before, who are you going to bring in at this stage of the season? Who's going to walk in? And a lot of people are saying, oh, Jose Mourinho, Langisman, talking about him, the former Juventus boss, Diego Simeone, Antonio Conte, Nuno Santo. There's a lot of names being dotted about, you know, and you think, wait, are them guys actually going to come in and do as well as what Eddie Howe's done? You know? I mean, even before Eddie Howe came in, it was like Unai Emery was mentioned. He was interviewed, but he didn't want the job. And they just didn't look like it was going to be anybody else there other than Eddie Howe. But I think Eddie Howe's doing a fantastic job at Newcastle, to be honest. And what I say about the Derby game, if I was in charge of Newcastle United, I'd say, right, lads, we were crap. We've got to put it right. We go into the next game. Let's go. Let's go again. Forget about this game. It's gone. You know? And, you know, my personal opinion, I think Eddie Howe is the right man for the job at this moment in time. Maybe until the end of the season, and then look at maybe replacing him. Let's see how he gets on for the rest of the season. I'm just looking at the comments there. Hi to all you guys. Bald head. I tell you what, I like that. It's bold, bunny lad. It's bold. I add there. It's bold. A lot of people saying hi. Love you, Creek. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Love you, UK, Reek. Oh, dear me, I cannot even read, man. I haven't got the right eyes on. Hello to all of you. Let's see, guys. You want to pop by and say hi, get in touch. But what do you guys think? Is Eddie Howe, in your mind, is Eddie staying put or is he going out? Get in touch, guys. Be great to hear from you. And as I've said, I think Eddie Howe is the right man for the club at the moment. For this team here, Newcastle United, to take us forward. And, I'm not saying he's going to go and take us and win us the Premier League. We're a long way off that. I think another League Cup would be fantastic. And, stranger things have happened. But the Champions League, can we win the Champions League with Eddie Howe? Well, you never know. We'll get through the knockout stages. Who knows? Do you think, I'm just looking at one of the comments here, do you think they should sign Korean Dixon Myers to replace Anthony Gordon? Who's he? Dixon Myers, who's he? Get back to me on that one. Who does he play for? Is he a bloody singer? Is it a piss take? I don't know. Get in touch there. I do not know. I liked and subscribed. Thank you very much, Bonnie lad. Fantastic to hear from you. As well, I love you, UK Reek. Fantastic to have you on board, Bonnie lad. Great to have you. So come on, guys, get in touch. What did you think of the game? And Eddie Howe, what do you make of it? Don't be shy. Come on and let's have the discussion. Let me hear your thoughts. Is there any particular players that need to be moved on from the club? What do you think? Any players that you think we could bring in January as well, who Eddie Howe is looking at? What do you think? It's be great to hear from you all. And it's great to have everyone with me tonight, watching along live. Great to have you all here. So, Eddie Howe, is he in or out? Is it time to replace Eddie Howe? That is the talking point tonight. Or does Eddie Howe stay put? Excuse me. I mean, I've given my opinion. I think Eddie Howe, for this moment in time, is the right man for the job. And with the League Cup quarter-final against Fulham coming up, I believe that we've got to just let him get this. Got to give him another run in the Cup and let him see out the season and see how we get on. Then make the decision on the manager. Because, as I said the other day, and I'll stick to this one, the amount of people out there who wanted him sacked, the charlatans of this world, that wanted him sacked there and then. I mean, them sort of people, you know who you are. I mean, that drives me fucking mad. It really does, because you can't just sack a manager because of one game. I mean, going into that game, as I said before, we've had 2 league wins and a Champions League draw, and if we'd won that derby, Eddie Howe would have been the best thing as a bacon stotty. He really would. He'd be the best thing as a bacon stotty. And he would have been lauded, absolutely lauded if he'd won that game. And, we lost. Get over it, guys. We have to get over it. We have to move on. We have to move on. There's no point dwelling on it. No point dwelling on it at all. Let's just get on with it. Let Eddie get on with his job. I think Fabregas should replace him. Cesc Fabregas. Okay, Wes. Fair enough. Fair point. I don't see his proven record, but there you go. Cesc Fabregas. His name thrown into the ring. And again, I was asked the question, who would I like to see replace Eddie Howe at Newcastle United if it came to it? And I thought, well, what a question. And I think the only manager I think I would have at Newcastle if Eddie Howe was to leave was Pep. But I can't see Manchester City allowing him to leave. That's for sure. And somebody asked me as well, if Eddie Howe was to leave, would you take Jurgen Klopp as manager? But then you think, well, would Jurgen Klopp want to come to Newcastle United? Would I take Jurgen Klopp? Yes, I would, because he's a proven coach and he's a proven winner, and that's what we need at Newcastle United. But in my opinion as well, Eddie Howe has already he hasn't won as many trophies in his time as Jurgen Klopp and Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte and what have you. But what he has done, he's won a trophy for Newcastle United, the first domestic trophy for the first time in 70 years. So he is now, he's a winning manager. And I just think that it's got to be, I think Eddie Howe's got to be given a chance until the end of the season. That's my personal opinion, guys. But what do you think? He's in Italy at the minute, says Fabregas there. Again, not the sort of guy I would have through the door. I mean, who knows? He might do a job. But, I mean, I think Eddie Howe is the right man for the job at this moment in time, in my opinion. Give him a listen, guys. Let him get on with his job, and let's see where we go from here. That's my personal opinion on Eddie Howe. I like the guy. Is he long-term for the future? Probably not. But for the moment, let's just knuckle down. Let's just sweep the Derby defeat to one side, guys. It's gone. There's no point dwelling on it because it's gone. It's another game. We lost. End of. We can't dwell on a defeat because then it's going to affect the next game and the next game and the next game. It's going to be a domino effect. We can't dwell on it, and there's no point getting at the manager. We've been getting at the players. The players have apologised, and I can't see any more that they can do. I mean, what do the fans want? Do they want them to wear hair shirts? Do they want them to lie on a bed of nails? Do they even want them to go down and take a bloody drink out of the Tyne? Do you know what I mean? It's at the end of the day, it's no point dwelling on it, guys. That's all I'm saying. And I think Eddie Howe is the right man for the job, in my opinion. But get in touch, guys. What do you guys think of Eddie Howe? Do we think we need to replace him? Just looking at some of the comments here. The fact Howe didn't sub Elanga and Gordon in the first half was a crime in itself. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I cannot disagree with that. Yes, his tactics on the day were questionable. But again, like I say, you've got to learn from your mistakes. We all make mistakes in our lives at some point, and you learn from them. And Eddie Howe will learn from that Derby game. He will learn from it. Of course he will. And the players will learn from it. So I just think it's one of those that you've got to look at and think, well, is it, did he get it wrong on the day? Yeah, he did. But we've all done things that we've done in our lives that we think about and think, well, did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Yeah, but you learn from it. And I think Eddie Howe will. He'll get it right next time. I'm sure he will against Fulham. And I think we'll come bouncing back. Davey Bounce. Hello, Davey. Sack Howe. Oh, dear me, Davey. Come on. Newcastle need to sign Dion Dublin. Dear me, man. We're not looking to move stadium. He's on Homes under the hammer now, isn't he? Dear me. We're not looking to move stadium. We're not at the minute. We don't need Dion Dublin. Dear me. We might as well get Dwight York in, for goodness sake. I want to gift 50, but how do I do it? Okay. Strange. Gift 50. Okay. No idea what that means, guys, I've got to say. But yeah, I mean, that's all I came on tonight to say, to get your opinion. And Newcastle are massively underachieving this season with the squad they have. Yeah, I agree with that. I've got to say, I agree with that. Personally, I look at the players that we've got. We've got some fantastic players there. Are they underperforming? Yes, they are. But we can bounce back. And I believe we will. And, of course, the injury to Big Dan Burn is not going to be easy to take because we are running low on defenders. So it's going to be tough. But I'm pretty sure we can manage. I think we'll be fine. Performances haven't been great, but hey, guys, we can bounce back. We are united. Let's not forget that. Off to night shift, mate. Have a good one, Davey. Hello, mate. Nice to hear from you. And have a good shift, mate. To get you through the night, stick me podcast on. I already have a friend of mine who actually puts my videos on night shift. And he says it gets him through the night, listening to them over and over again. Wow, that's great, that is. Really good. So have a good night, Davey. I heard they were linked with Scottish under-21 striker Dixie Normus. Dear me, some of these bloody names, Christ. It's unbelievable. And George Hartley, I don't like Newcastle. Okay, George, fair enough. If you don't like Newcastle, then why you want to follow a Newcastle United podcast? Just my opinion, mate. It's like being a vegan. You wouldn't go into the bloody butchers, nor do you sell a mixed grill, would you? A mixed grill pack, but there you go, mate. That's my opinion on that. But great to have you, George, nevertheless. Sorry. Fair enough, John. Not a problem. Great to have you with me, even if you don't like Newcastle. That's entirely up to you. But thank you for watching. So I'm going to just wrap it up there, guys. But feel free to still get in touch in the comments. My opinion, I've given you it. Eddie Howe, I think for the moment, is the right man. Let's not, let's not upset the apple cart. Let's just keep things going as they are. For the minute, in my opinion, because there's nobody out there who we can immediately bring in and fix it. You know what I mean? And I just don't think it's. I just don't think it's right to fix it at this moment, change things at this moment in time, guys. But get in touch with the comments after this video, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. It'd be great to have you on board to get instant access to new videos, and of course, it will help the channel grow. Just one final one there. Do you rate Dixie Normus? I don't even know I honestly have no idea who he is. I'll have to have a look at that guy. I really do not know who he is. You know what I mean? My little lad watches I'm a Celebrity, and he was telling us about the lad who won. A lad called Ginge won it, and I'm like, who the bloody hell's he? You know what I mean? I've no idea who he is. Apparently he's an online gamer. Well, if he's an online gamer, there must be some hope out there for, a YouTuber called Marty the Mad Magpie. There must be hope for him. Come on, guys, get him voting, get the subscribers. Let's get Marty on I'm a Celebrity, yeah? Let's get him on there. Fantastic. Wouldn't that be something? Dear me. Okay. Oh, you like that one. Dixie Normus. What were you laughing at there, Dixie? That fantastic. That were you laughing at what I've just said there? Honestly. Incredible. And I've got a little joke for you there. I seen it on Facebook today. Just a little joke. It's lame as anything, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's a bloke goes to the doctors, and the doctor says to him, "What's the problem?" He says, "I've got knee problem." He says, "Knee problem?" He says, "Get out, man." He says, "I've got a waiting room full of people. Stop wasting me time." I've got knee problem. Hey, dear me. That's even worse than the one that the bloke gets the barbers, and he says, barber says, "What do you want?" He says, "Can I have a perm?" He says, barber says, "Certainly. Mary had a little lamb. It was a little good un. It pittled in the dripping tin and spoilt the Yorkshire puddings." Fantastic. Well, you're laughing at my own jokes, dear me. Listening to what you said. Okay, mate, cheers. Thank you very much for tuning in. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to wrap it up there. So my view tonight, Eddie Howe is the man for the job for this moment in time. Is he long-term? No. But is he the right man for the moment? Yes. Get in touch, guys. Let me know your views in the comments. Thank you so much for watching me once again and for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Great to have you with me as ever. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.